Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake them up. Good morning.
Good morning. We're on the south side. When I say good morning, I hear back good morning, right? Good morning. It's a friendly place. Good morning. My name is Eileen Hayes, and I'm the CEO at Amos House, and I am honored to welcome you all to the Friendship Café, which is a restaurant operated by Amos House that serves the community. I'm so proud to be here today to invite all of you to our home here. And also, I'm happy to be here because Lorne has been a very good friend of mine for many years. So I have the pleasure of emceeing the morning, and I'm going to be introducing Dr. Tony Baracus, who has served with Lorne on the Board of Governors for Higher Education. And I'm going to bring him up right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen, and good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is a great day, and I'm delighted to be here this morning in support of our dear friend, Lorne Adrain. Lorne is an individual who, as you know, is deeply committed to do what's good for his community and what's good for Providence. Providence is going to need a mayor who has the experience, commitment, and leadership that's going to turn the city around and move it forward in the right direction. Clearly, to me, there is no other candidate than Lorne Adrain. I just want to tell you a little story about how I got to know Lorne. When Lorne and I were members of the Board of Governors for Higher Education, Lorne was the chair of the board, and under his leadership, we passed the in-state tuition. Some of you may not know what in-state tuition is. Just to give you some perspective and historical facts, in-state tuition allowed undocumented high school graduates to attend colleges and universities in the state, paying the same tuition for anyone else. Prior to this time, these students who never had a shot at going to higher education, for the first time, are allowed to apply to a college and universities, paying the same amount as anyone else.
Yeah.
That's history. That's a man who stands for what he believes in, and he believes to be fair and just to everyone. And I know that he'll do a great job for the city of Providence. Also to let you know, I'm going to report to you that as of last year, 130 students who never had an opportunity to go to college have given up about going to college, enter CCLI, 130 students. And that's thanks to this gentleman. Let's not forget that these individuals, these students, undocumented high school students, have been raised in our state. Parents are paying taxes. They have been playing with your kids and my kids in the backyard. They go to school, they go to soccer games, they go to football games together. They have been raised together. Just to come to find out they cannot go to attend to our colleges and universities. They didn't have an opportunity to go to college in the past. But now, thanks to institution and thanks to this great man, now they can do that. I can tell you that as I visit some of the students, they said that, the future is bright. The future is challenging, but we're not retreating from this challenge that we're facing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to help this gentleman who has the city's best interest at heart. And I know that he has the dedication, the leadership, and all that it takes to turn the city around and go in the right direction. Thank you very much.
I now have the pleasure of introducing Jason Coakley, who is a graduate of our culinary education training program and works here in our cafe that will be open next Monday, by the way, and all of you should come back and visit us. Jason is testimony to the work that Amos House does, but also there's a direct connection in terms of the role that SVP has played in helping Amos House launch not only our cafe, but our catering business. As you all know, Lorne started SVPRI, and there are hundreds and hundreds of organizations throughout the state that have benefited from the work that SVPRI and now SVP Greenhouse, Social Venture Greenhouse, has been able to do. So I have the pleasure of introducing Jason, who's going to tell you a little bit about his experiences at Amos House and through our culinary training program. Jason, right.
It's great to be here with everyone today. Very nervous.
Mike asked me to speak yesterday, and I told him I didn't have a problem speaking, but what he didn't mention, like, all these cameras. But I'm proud to be part of today's event. Prior to the Amos House, made a lot of bad choices in my life, resulting in prison time, dead-end jobs, things of that nature. Since I've been here at the Amos House, I feel like I've had a second shot at life. The day I walked into the Amos House and joined the culinary program has been very big for me. I'm one of the lead cooks here. I have never led anything, so it's a great feeling. Amos House gave me the skills and confidence I needed to do my job, and they also gave me the confidence to be somebody. And I got to thank Eileen and the rest of my staff here. It feels like a family here. Ooh, I'm so nervous. I wish there were more Amos House programs and things of like the Friendship Café to cater to the community. I'm a product of this community in good ways and bad ways. And I think we need more stuff like this. Hopefully you can provide some of these things for us. I think that's about it.
So there are so many issues that we need to tackle here in Providence, and we had the 23rd overdose on Friday night in the last 2 months from people who have been using heroin that has been bad dope on the street. And we need to do a tremendous amount more to try to take the drugs out of the street, take the guns out of the street, and really change our community. So with that sober note, I'm really hoping that our next mayor can begin to continue the work that has to be done in this community and throughout the state. So I get to introduce Ann Hood. Now, Ann doesn't know this, but I think I had read all of her books that she had written before I met Lorne and then met her. And I was really nervous the first time I met Ann because she was, in my mind, really famous because I have loved all of the writing that Ann has done. So I felt like I was meeting a celebrity. And then when I realized that she was married to Lorne, I thought, Lorne got the better deal in this partnership.
You don't want to rephrase that.
My new best friend.
So we are really, really proud to have a very famous author among our midst who happens to be married to Lorne Adrain, and I'm sure can say amazingly wonderful things about her life partner. So I'm going to turn this over to Ann.
Thank you. So many people are here, and it's so wonderful to see you all. As you can imagine, this is a very exciting day for our family, but also for the city of Providence. I met Lorne on New Year's Eve, 1972. I guess we were like 5. I had to Google it. 72. At the premiere of the Poseidon Adventure at the Warwick Cinema. He was with his high school girlfriend, and I was with my high school boyfriend, Mark, who worked with Lorne at Camp Yagu. All I really remember about that night was how cold it was in that parking lot and how much I wished Mark and Lorne would stop talking about Camp Yagu so we could go in and watch Shelley Winters fall off that boat. Though surely we walked past each other dozens of times in the hallways at the student union at URI, it was really decades before Lorne and I actually met again. I was living in New York City then, and Lorne had moved back to Rhode Island. And in an effort to get me to move to Providence, one day he took me to the site where they were rerouting the rivers. He pointed to a huge pile of mud, and he said, someday soon rivers are going to flow through this city, and there will be restaurants and music and crowds of people. I looked at him and I thought, this man is crazy. But of course we know he was right. And that was my first glimpse of Lorne as an optimist and as a visionary, not to mention his powers of persuasion because, well, here I am. These same traits are what make him a great father, a wonderful partner, and what will make him a terrific mayor of the city of Providence. My husband,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for being here. You know, so many people have worked so hard to make this moment possible, and especially my good friend Eileen Hayes, who's back here somewhere. You know, Eileen and her team at Amos House and Friendship Café have been inspiring me for more than 10 years. So it's a delight to be here today. Thank you, Jason, for sharing your story, because you remind me that there really is potential and possibility in each of us, and I congratulate you on putting it together. Thank you, Jason. And Dr. Barajas, my dear friend and colleague from the Board of Governors, Dr. Barajas helped me to learn, helped me to understand, and worked with me so hard to do the right thing. So thank you very, very much. An amazing campaign team who put this together. Thank you all very much as well. And honey, thank you for always encouraging me to do work that holds promise of making a difference in people's lives. I'm also really delighted to have my mom, my sisters Lorraine and Alan here, and my daughter Annabelle. So Annabelle got special dispensation to be out of school for a couple hours, but I promised her I'd have her back for math class. So, and our children, Ariane and Sam and Grace, couldn't be here today, but they're with us in spirit. I chose the Friendship Café, excuse me, to underscore my belief in the people of Providence. People come to work at the cafe every day to learn new skills and to help each other build a better future. Together, they make dreams become reality. Together, they realize the promise of their full potential. Together, we can accomplish for our city what Jason and so many others have accomplished for themselves and their families here at the cafe. This cafe is a model for us all. I am proud to stand here today and to announce that I am running for mayor of Providence. Thank you. Over the past 20 years, I've worked with many of you to build a better city. As your mayor, I will unify our city, and together, we will rebuild our economy and create new and better paying jobs. We will turn our schools into places that ignite a passion for learning, opening the door to promising futures for all of our children. And we will build a safer and more vibrant community, not just for the next 8 years, but for generations to come.
Yes.
Some of you don't know me well yet. Like many Providence residents, my parents came to this country seeking work and opportunity. Dad left Canada to find a job and a home where he and mom's over here, hi Mom, where they could start a family. And start a family they did. I am the second of 8 children. I grew up in the Rocky Point neighborhood of Warwick. Every summer from age 14 to 21, I worked at Camp Yagu. And early each morning before class at URI, I drove a school bus to earn money to fund my education. This hard work, a solid education, and the values I learned at home paid off. I landed a great job that took me around the country, and then I was accepted to the Harvard Business School, where I earned my MBA. 25 years ago, I realized my dream of moving back to Rhode Island, to raise a family, be among friends, and serve the community that I love. In our time in Providence, Ann and I have seen the city evolve in many wonderful ways. On summer nights, we walk along the river and take in the wonders of water fire. I'm inspired by the richness of diversity in our neighborhoods, and I see hopeful signs in the new businesses and cultural activities around us. But for far too many children and families, potential and possibility remain a distant dream, and the promise of Providence is unfulfilled. Today is about changing that. Today is about returning potential, possibility, and promise to everyone in this city. Let me share with you 3 stories that illustrate how you and I can go about turning promise into reality here in Providence. The first story is about partnership. I've always believed in the power of people working together. Mom and Dad showed me early on how, in a large family, many hands make light work. With that lesson in mind, I co-founded what is now called Social Enterprise Greenhouse, as Eileen told you, and helped create an ecosystem for entrepreneurship. We harnessed Providence's assets to create a network that ignites ideas, energy, and resources for innovation. Over the course of 10 years, we brought together colleges, economic development agencies, businesses, nonprofit organizations, and an international network of over 2,000 social entrepreneurs. Today, Social Enterprise Greenhouse is helping over 150 local organizations provide training, creating jobs, and building a better community. Partnership matters. We can get so much more done when we work together. Many hands make light work. The second story is about problem solving. 3 years ago, as incoming chairman of the Board of Governors of Higher Education, I set out to break down the biggest barrier to getting ahead for our immigrant communities, getting a college degree, as Dr. Baraha so kindly shared. With the help of my courageous colleagues, and Tessa Constant is here somewhere, over here, also from the Board of Governors, thank you, Tessa. With the help of my courageous colleagues, I led the fight to make Rhode Island the first state in the nation where the Education Board made in-state tuition available to the children of undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
It was a divisive issue. My family and I received vile and threatening messages. But I pushed forward. I encouraged my board to stand for justice and opportunity, and I was proud to see them vote one by one in a unanimous decision to keep hope alive in our community by making in-state tuition available to undocumented children.
Right.
This was the right thing to do. Unfortunately, the hate mail didn't stop. However, the expressions of thanks for our standing up will forever make us proud. And as your mayor, I'll continue to stand up for you. I will work to solve problems that get in the way of your progress. Problem solving matters. We have to think and act with vision, compassion, and courage. The third story is about perseverance. While I was serving as chair of the Board of Governors, Stanford University lost its bid to build a technology campus in New York City. So I asked Stanford President Hennessy to consider the 195 land as an alternative. While Stanford had a backup plan already in place, this conversation launched broader consideration of the options. I was determined to bring in new education and research capacity to grow the economy in Providence. So I contacted the leadership of the preeminent technology college in China. Today, Tsinghua University is exploring a partnership with URI at the Graduate School of Oceanography. You can be sure I will continue this level of creativity and tenacity to bring the best of the world to Providence. Perseverance matters. The biggest problems are the ones we must run toward, not away from. And here in Providence, that means stepping up to some big challenges, creating more and better jobs, improving our schools, and providing the best, most efficient service to the people of Providence. I have a track record of setting big, ambitious goals and meeting them. Together, we can achieve the following goals for Providence. The most important task ahead is strengthening our economy and putting people to work in well-paying jobs that offer an opportunity for growth. We cannot sustain our beautiful community with its inspiring arts and culture without jobs. We must have a comprehensive economic strategy that capitalizes on the distinctive assets of the city while promoting entrepreneurship of all kinds at every level and in every neighborhood. Providence has made progress, but there is so much more to do. Too many people are still behind the starting line, and too much talent and opportunity leaves our city. In the months ahead, I will share a detailed economic plan to make Providence a place where our best and brightest will stay. A city that captures the imagination of entrepreneurs from around the corner and around the globe. As your mayor, I will create a comprehensive incubator that encourages and enables a wide variety of entrepreneurship. I will form a business advisory council that helps City Hall identify and fix things that stand in the way of progress. I will reform the city's antiquated purchasing systems and buy local as often as possible.
Right.
I will invest in neighborhood economic districts to spur retail activity. I will actively support and promote the Port of Providence, one of the busiest ports in the Northeast, but with a great deal of additional potential and a source of hundreds of high-quality jobs. I will develop strategies to optimize the arts as sources of economic activity, both downtown and in our neighborhoods. And I will develop an aggressive plan to reduce tax rates for business and property owners alike, making Providence a more competitive place to invest. The most important long-term driver of economic growth is a quality education. This is essential. Every child in Providence deserves a great education, and teachers deserve the support to make that possible. Many of our students have circumstances that make both of these things a real challenge. But if we connect the assets we have in our community with the teachers and the students in our schools, we can bridge the gap. With leadership, we can expand the kind of work done by the YMCA, Providence After School Alliance, Inspiring Minds, and so many other great organizations. This will help us to expand skills, spark imagination, and build confidence for all the children of Providence. We will find the resources to help every child succeed. As mayor, I will pursue a citywide free internet access, starting in low-income communities, to help level the playing field for all children. I will lead the effort to support preschool and full-day kindergarten to jumpstart reading. I will experiment with school-based health centers to deliver care to children when and where they need it, improving attendance and learning readiness. I will expand community support of teachers, providing them with the resources they need to get the job done.
Yes.
I will create more out-of-school mentorship and expanded learning opportunities so more students are inspired to think big. I will develop the full potential of the Providence Career and Technical Academy to open doors to promising career opportunities. To achieve these goals, we need a city hall that works as hard as the people of Providence. A city hall that gives taxpayers a great value for their investment, and a city hall that is always getting better at everything it does. When I am mayor, that's what you'll get. We will find the best practices wherever they are around the world and replicate them here in Providence. The plan I've outlined today is really just a start. We will need to rely on the creativity and commitment of our entire community, all of us. A mayor's job is to serve and to lead, and I am asking you for the opportunity to do both. Providence has been a cradle of freedom, and in the words of Roger Williams, the home of many a lively experiment. Roger Williams set our course nearly 400 years ago, and his spirit still inspires us. Together we can advance the promise of Providence, making potential, possibility, and opportunity come alive for all. The best is yet to come. Thank you.